My name is Daniel Greenfield. I'm a private lands biologist with the Arkansas Game and Fish Commission. I cover 6 counties. I work out of the Batesville field office. I'm here today on Mr. Lacey's property. I want to talk to everybody about wildlife habitat management plans. Kind of go over a few things. First would be actually what a wildlife habitat management plan is, and then secondly, the importance of having a wildlife habitat management plan. And then final, to wrap up, we'll talk about what all goes into the wildlife management plan. So the main thing we want to have a wildlife management plan for is for the simple fact that a lot of properties are very unique. So Mr. Lacey's property here is very unique. He has some ag ground, he has sloughs, ditches, he has some hardwoods, just a lot of different variables going on here. So what we want to do, we want to improve his habitat as best we can to meet his management objectives. In doing so, when we build a plan, we have several professionals that will help out. We had Quill Forever biologist out here when I was out here the first time. We had people with the extension, county extension. We've had a waterfowl specialist out here and many others. So as I said previously, you know, the first thing we do after we come out and visit with the landowner, we want to see what the landowner objectives are. For Mr. Lacey, you know, he's needing to balance the agricultural production side of things with, you know, increasing the wildlife habitat as best he can. So in that plan, we want to meet those objectives, pull everything together, and give him a blueprint or roadmap, if you will, from start to finish that we can compile our information into, that he can go back and use as a source for years to come as to how to get from the start line, from the starting point to the finish line. So now I want to talk a little more about the importance of the plan and what goes into the plan. So we come out, we do a site visit. I think on this particular one, Miss Becky McPeak, she called, we come out, met with Mr. Lacey. We looked at all the different habitat components, you know, several hundred acres of planted hardwoods, planted agriculture fields, some past CRP, some planted trees. And what we always want to do is we want to look at the current site conditions. So when we start going into the management plan, we can talk about the current site conditions of the property, and then we can go in to talking about how to improve the habitat through specific practices and programs. So once we start working on the plan itself, we have, of course, the landowner's information, the legal description of the land. We can include various maps. Like in this plan, it had several maps. It had mapped out of the agricultural fields, the sloughs, the ditches, the past CRP practices. Even incorporated a map from the forest stewardship, which is a program where a forester comes out with a wildlife biologist and they write the plan together. So that was all incorporated into Mr. Lacey's plan. So we have a map, we have a schedule, a timing of events, if you will, a timeline of when to plant, how to plant, what types of things we want to plant. And then once we get it established, we have to be able to maintain that. So within that same timeline, we want a timeline to be able to manage all these practices that we have implemented. And so if somebody comes in after us and looks at it to amend it, they already know what's there on the plan. They can reference it at the USDA office, and Forestry Commission, whoever, they have that plan to go back and reference. And as time goes on, weather changes, things changes, programs evolve and change, there needs to be, you know, you can amend that plan as you go. Just to tie everything together in conclusion, I just want to say there's a lot of farm bill programs out there today, and if you have questions, you know, we can answer those questions for you. Like I said, I work in several different counties. I have an office in Batesville. You can contact me, email me. My phone number is 870-638-0831. You can reach me at daniel.greenfield@agfc.ar.gov. Or you can look us, all the private lands biologists for the entire state are listed on the AGFC website, and there's a map there showing which counties each PLB covers. So if you have any questions or like for a site visit for your property, just give us a call.